was your day?
Oh, my day was good. Like, I didn't do much, but all I did today was just walk in the park. Then later I ate my dinner. Then I practiced my guitar,
Wow.
and I'm here right now.
Mhm.
That's kind of like about it.
Mhm.
And I'm really interested to get into this because I have a couple of things in mind right now that
Mhm.
is bothering me, and I really don't know what to do, like to solve them.
Mhm. So, uh, do you have anything that you would like to talk about today?
Yeah, yes, I would like to talk about like a thing that has been bothering me for a long time,
Mhm.
which is the fact that it's really hard for me to relate to other
Mhm.
people at my age
Mhm.
and from my culture. Like,
Okay.
I'm from Brazil.
Mhm.
I have been here in the US for 5 years
Mhm.
already, and it has been like a big trouble to me to relate to other people, like
Mhm.
especially because like in Brazil, I moved it from like my home state to another state.
Mhm.
It was really bad because I had to restart my life and get
Mhm.
new friends, and later I had to move here.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
and even like though I moved here,
Mhm.
I had to move from different cities, which is the same thing as moving from a state to another because it's new people. Like, some people stay
Mhm.
with you, but others just leave. So it's a pretty terrible feeling. You
Oh,
just have to restart like all the time.
I understand.
And the last one was like right now. I used to live in Texas and I moved here.
Mhm. Could you tell me more about your issue?
Yeah, so I think this started when I moved here. Like, it wasn't as hard as it was before
Mhm.
because like I was kind of not used to it, so I would have my bad time where I would be sad all the time, but I would get through it. And after I moved from Brazil to here, it just looks like I just don't care as much anymore as to relations.
Mhm.
It got like really hard to relate to other people and even to care like when I leave. So even if I got to move right now, it's even hard for me to like shed a tear for
Okay.
somebody.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like the moving, like seeing many people and leaving them, like from one time to another, just made me more colder than a regular person.
Mhm.
I feel like my heart is colder than the normal due to the fact that I don't value as much the relationships.
Okay.
And one other thing is that it's really hard to find people that are like me. Like me as a Brazilian,
Mhm.
I'm not the usual Brazilian. Like, I don't like soccer,
Mhm.
I don't like samba, carnival. I don't
Mhm.
like any of those things.
Mhm.
And like, related to my parents and my brother,
Mhm.
they like those things. Like, not all of them, but they like some of those Brazilian stereotype things, but I don't like. Like, I like different TV shows. I like to read. I like to
Mhm.
history. I'm kind of a geek. And like, I'm not saying most Brazilians aren't geeks, but a lot of them don't really care about that kind of thing. Like, I'm
Mhm.
really into studying and computer science and that kind of thing.
Okay. Tell me more about that, please. The relationship,
Oh yeah, so like
friends.
about relationship and friends, like it's really hard to make friends of people at my age.
Mhm.
Just for one simple reason. I'm not the party guy, and people in high school like to just party, it's out party. A lot of them don't really care like about school. I'm the guy that's into school to a point where it's the first place in my the thing that is in first place in my life.
Mhm.
Like, nothing else besides God
Mhm.
is above that. Because like that's literally the only reason why I'm here to be successful. That's the only reason why I'm here, and I have to achieve it.
Mhm.
That's the only reason. And I'm not the party guy. Like, most people don't care about like score, either hate it or they only do it because they have to.
Mhm.
I'm a guy that really likes it.
Mhm.
And like in Brazil, I didn't really like studying.
Mhm.
Here, I like to study. So I would say that it's hard to relate to people at my age because they don't think like I think. I think I matured earlier than the other teenagers. Like I think more like an adult. In a circle, like I think I can maintain a talk for like longer if I'm talking with an adult than talking to a teenager most of the time. Like it's not like impossible to have like one or two people that can like literally talk about advanced topics, like adults that have more experience in life. But mostly, I only can have like a fun talk with an adult overall. Because they understand more about many different topics and they care about it.
Okay. So it seems like this is disturbing you.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I wanted to like feel more, like care more about people, but it's getting hard. Like, the only people I really care for is my family overall. And most people who are out of it, if I leave for a long time, like I move, if I move right now and I made like a lot of friends for like 5 years, maybe more, I wouldn't even care. Like I wouldn't shed a tear. I wouldn't even like miss anybody. Like it's kind of like they don't matter, but like I really want them to truly matter in my heart. Like it's kind of sad that like I'm that cold. Like about people. Like it's not that I'm cold like on my words. It's only like that I don't care enough about people, and that bother me, and it affects me in other like many areas too. I feel like I'm cold in many other areas too, but this one is like the worst between all of them. Like I care about them, like whenever I think about them, but I don't feel anything whenever I'm leaving them behind and I'm not going to see them anymore. And I really would like to like fix that problem. I would like to care more about people.
And is your family here?
Yes, my family is here. Me, my two brothers, my father, and my mother.
They care about you?
They do. They care a lot. That's the only reason why they're here, because they really care about us, because they left everything behind, only to make all of us successful, and that's what I'm gonna do.
How about your relationship and with your family, your parents?
It's good. Overall, I have a good relationship with my mother. My father, I have an alright relationship, even though we don't talk as much, but we have like a good relation. And my brother, my little brother, it's alright between me and him. We sometimes get like annoyed at each other, but it's normal. Then we get good and it's alright later. Like fights don't ever last for too long between us. And when I mean fights, I don't mean like actual fight. I mean like just a discussion. And with my other brother, my middle brother, it's kind of like we're two separate pieces. Like we're not alike, and like we're not anything alike. We're the opposite of each other. Like we just don't like the same things mostly. Like maybe one thing or the other, but it's like way less than we think. His personality is the opposite of my personality, so it's kind of hard to like have a very good relation, even if I try. And that's about it.
Okay, and could you share a little more how you feel about this?
About not relating to other people.
Yes.
It's
And
sad.
family, friends,
Like
school.
I care about my family, but that's about it. Like school, they're just people that like pass from my life every day. Like even like if I were to change classes, they're not gonna be there. Some of them would not even be there, or even like would care. Like the feeling I have is that they don't really care too. People don't really care about me. Like people, like okay, you go through life, you get their phone number, oh, text a little, boom, they don't care about you anymore. Later, like even if you left, oh yeah, there was this guy, this Brazilian guy, and yeah, he existed, and yeah, we talked a little, it was kind of fun, but I don't really care about him. So maybe that's one reason why I don't really care about people as much in the past. Like even though I don't think like that, I don't look at people thinking that. I think deep in my mind, it's something that really affects me, like having that mindset in the head. Like I don't know how I developed it, that people don't really care about me like as a mindset besides my family. but that's a big issue, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to relate to people that are different from me, like, because I'm a very different person, like, I'm not like everybody else. So I'm kind of like people like me here. It's kind of like in the classroom there's 10 people, there's me and maybe one or two guys or girls, like they think like me and like the same things, so it's kind of hard, like, and that's even like I'm even making like higher the numbers because that's not as much right now due to the fact that there are many people online in the classroom, so like it's even less. So right now it's between 0 to 1 at limit. So basically nobody thinks like me in most of the classes. Like I think say like one person, two maybe, and that's it. And even if I can relate a lot with the person that I'm talking to, like we have the same ideas, we like the same things, we watch the same things, it's hard to relate anyway, like to care about the person. Just hard. Like I don't think it's just about like liking the same topics. I just got colder due to the fact that I moved. I think people lost the value that they once had, because like, okay, I was all my life here with these people, I know them for a long time, we went to my birthdays, they grew up with me, then I just left them. Then I moved to Fortaleza, okay, new friends, 2 years, okay, I made my new friends, I moved to a different school. Then, okay, I made new friends, then I moved to here. Then I stayed for like 2 years in my first high school here in the US. I make new friends. I joined the football team just to try like something new, and it was really good because I got to know people that were like good and fun. But then I had to move again, and nobody ever texted me back or even cared, like bothered. Just like, oh, how was you? Like maybe like one guy or two whenever I posted something on Snapchat. Oh yeah, new game in the new high school. Because then when I moved, I stayed in football. It was for Hebrew. In the Hebrew high school, I stayed for 3 years, around 3 years, like something close to that. Then I made good friends. Like I still talk to them today, but I don't think even now, even though I still talk to them in the phone, I would share like a tear for them, like if I have to leave like for another country and I hadn't had a chance to text or that kind of thing. And that really bothers me. Like I don't know what to do to fix that problem because that's how deep it is. Like I don't think I can care like about most people besides my family. Like only my family members I would care for. And I know there's some people that maybe care about me, that would shed a tear for me if I left them, and I wouldn't. And it's sad. It's a big problem.
Okay, you're talking about Brazil, but in here. How about here?
In which sense? Like
Relationship here.
My relationship here.
School or church and
Like
friends in church and.
I really haven't been going to church too much. I still believe in God, and I still follow the scriptures. Like I know people from other churches. Like I sometimes visit. Like rarely I visit like one or two. And I know some people from those churches, but they're like not really like deep relationships. It's hard to relate to them. Like even though we believe in the same God, we like some things in common, it's just hard. Like I don't really care about them. Like they don't really make a big difference in my life, so I don't think that's one of the reasons why I don't really care about them. And I think like that I don't make a difference in their lives too. That's one thing that I think too. Like I don't think I make a difference in their lives.
But with God, do you have a relationship?
No, I have a good relationship with God.
How about your relationship with God?
No,
Tell me more about.
It's really good instrument. Like I wish I would invest more time. I'm very busy. Like this is like the busiest time in my life. I've never been so busy. Like at least one thing I can thank God is that I can at least like sleep most of the times before midnight. Like some days, like almost in 1 month or 2 times in a month, I'm gonna have to sleep like 1:30, 12:30, 1 a.m. Like it's hard to find time, but I still believe in God and still think my relationship. Like I still pray during the mornings, during the midday when we eat. Like in school, I pray too for my food. I pray God, thank you to my food. And when before I go to sleep, I also pray. I still talk to God. Like even sometimes whenever I'm not feeling good, like okay, I'm sad right now, I'm anxious. I talk to God, asking for like help, and then I just sit and I don't do anything besides just like focusing on thinking about the problem and think how can I solve it. That's what I normally do. So I think my relationship, even though I'm not as deep as some people, is really good with God. Like for like how much time I have invested in it, I think it's really good.
Okay. It seems like you are having trouble connecting with people at your age and especially your culture.
Yeah, it's hard. Really hard. Like the differences, like it's the hardest thing. Like I really try. It's not like I don't try to, but it gets to a point where like they don't care more. Like there was this one situation, especially when I got here. Like I think I had a better relation with Americans than with Brazilians. To this point, like I literally came here. Okay, there's a lot of Brazilians, but I was in the table, and there was no meaningful talks. Like it was just boring. I was there, people stay quiet, or they would talk about like dumb things, like oh the guy you did, oh they're partying the next day. You know, not that kind of guy. I don't like those talks that don't matter like at all. Like they don't add anything to you. They're just unmeaningful. Like they come and go and don't make a difference in your life. You're not helping anybody. You're not teaching anything. There's no meaning to it. That's I think one of the main reasons. Then I moved to a thing where there was like a lot of people that are like just younger. They would just do some dumb things, and that was literally the only reason because like, at least they would do something there. It wasn't as boring, but it wasn't as meaningful. So I didn't get any friendships, like deep friendships from it. So what I mean, I think is that I never seen anybody that was like as meaningful. Like they kind of like maybe in Texas, I had a friend that would talk every time.
Okay, tell more about
but
that.
he's very busy, and it's hard for like most of my friends that I still kept talking from Texas are busy. Like they have a busy life. Sometimes I text them, we play some games in the phone or like in the video game, and that's about it. Like they are the people I kept in some way, but like it's still, even though I like them, I want to care about them enough to the point where I would shed a tear for leaving them. I still can. I don't like that I'm that cold-hearted. Like it's kind of like, okay, there's me and my friends. We're the only ones left in one place, and we have to like help each other. I don't think if one of them died, I would cry. Like I don't know. And even if I cry when I wouldn't cry because they died. I think I would just cry because it's only a sad situation overall, and not because it's the person that I spent like a lot of time, a talk, and that's it. Like I want to care more about people. I want my heart to be open, like for me to care enough to the point where I can cry. I don't cry for like a lot of things. I cry a lot from like about myself or when somebody in my family has a problem. Like I cry, but I don't care about people outside. Like the family is like kind of like a circle, like of the feelings. Like all my feelings are like open right here in some way, and outside it's harder. Like for me to care about other people.
Let me hear you. Tell me more, please.
Like even though like I had been
about here.
About here.
Florida.
Like here in Florida, there's not like many people that I care for. Like there's this one guy called Schroeder. He's from Canada. He's really cool. We have like some good talks. I guess like I care somewhat for him, but it's the same problem. Like even though I care about him, I help him, I advise him with problems. He asks me about things. I don't think I would shed a tear if I left him. Like if I left Florida again. And I think this is just all due to the fact that I moved too much. Like I think people lost the value that I would have had in my heart. And I think that's about it. Like I think for the fact that I moved too much, I just have a mindset that okay, I can leave this guy, these people like at any moment. Okay, we just decided to move to New York. Then goodbye. I can't do anything about it. So I'm not gonna shed a tear because I can't do anything about it. I don't have control about my life in that question.
Okay, you talked about moving to Lodge.
Yeah.
What could you do about this to do to make more relationship, friends?
Like relationship is easy to have a relationship. I'm talking about like a meaningful relationship. Like you can just go and have surface relationship with somebody. Okay, you're my classmate. We talk about like random things in the classroom, but I never got to a point like even to those friends that I still talk to from Texas. I never had anyone. Maybe like one time or two. I never had anybody that like that literally talk about like any of my feelings, how I was feeling, if I was sad, anxious, like there was nobody that I trusted enough for that. So I think that's one of the things. Like I don't have many meaningful friendships. Like I don't think I ever had one. Maybe like in Brazil I had like besides my cousins like one, two, three, a limit, and that's about it. Like and even the people who I share most of my time, like from my old church, I don't think they care about me. Like I don't think they even like I never exist. At all. Like most of the people that, even if I show up, oh look, it's Jan, he's back. Oh, look, he grown up. Wow, that's about it. Like then if I left, they wouldn't care even remember like anything about me besides my name and where I was in the past and why they know me. That's the only thing. And I think that mindset too is one thing that makes me be colder too because I don't think people care about me. Like people that pass through my life. I have friends in Brazil that I know, like some of them care about me. Like there's one or two people that like had some meaningful friendship, like Vitor from Brazil. He's one that I think that would care. Like I would care if he died, I would be sad. Like besides my cousin, I'm talking about like my relatives. Like relatives, like I have some good relatives. In my family that I care for, like my cousins. My cousins really care about them.
Good.
Like I love my cousins. I wish they were closer, but they aren't. But I really care about them. But besides them, only Victor. Like I think it's the only other person that I really care for, or that would care about me and my brother or anybody else. Like he's kind of like a brother in some way. But like besides that, it's really hard to relate to other people. Like he's the exception. Like it's to the point, it's so hard to the point where it's an exception to have somebody that I care for and to that level than like having some more people that I care for. Like it's the exception if I care like too much about somebody. And that's it.
Okay. What do you think that you can do? This is going to break the barrier between you and the people who are not like you?
Maybe if I sacrifice more of my time, try to care enough about like the unmeaningful things that people say. Like I know some people are not like me. I know I'm a smart guy. Like I know I'm kind of an intellectual. I know not everybody's an intellectual, so I can just separate me from the other people. I need to have relationships with other people. That's important for me in my life. Like if you don't have contacts, you're never gonna reach anything. Nobody reaches anything alone. Like in their minds, people who are how can I say stubborn, they're gonna say, okay, I did this all of this alone. But they're not going to remember like their family, their friends, or people who pass through their lives that help them directly, but they're gonna say it was all me. So I'm not as stubborn as this guy, so I know about that. Like maybe if I had more like time invested with other people, like doing stuff together, like I don't know, playing games or maybe going to like some big project together. Like if I had more contact, like oh I go to your house, we play some games, or maybe we just every day to just chill together. Maybe I would care more, but I'm not even sure. Like that's what I think that maybe could, but like rarely. Like and even though when I got close to some people, like that maybe seemed like they were going to be like my like true friends. Like due to some external problem, they don't talk as much. Like literally, he disappeared. kind of like it don't exist anymore. And those things prove to me that people don't care about me. Kind of. Like, to my mind. Like, I'm not saying that they don't really care. That's a guess that I have in my mind.
And about you?
Hmm?
And about you?
About me?
Mm-hmm.
If I care about me?
Yes. What do you do about you?
About me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, about me? Like, I care about, like, small things about me. Like, I don't say that I care more about me than I care about more about my family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think in my ranking of things that I care the most, there's God, my family, school, then friends if I have any. Like, maybe, like, so it can make sense, people that I know that I care somewhat about. And that's about it. There's nothing else.
Mm-hmm. What have you done to building relationships?
I try to be friends with people, try to help, always advise people. People like emotionally, oh, I don't feel good about this and that. I would tell them like what I felt about it, and I would advise about problems, like try to help them. Like, and I would try to like share my things to see if they could relate to me and I could relate to them. And that was like probably the best thing I did, but I don't know if that's working. Like being sincere with you, I don't think that's working.
Okay, you think that you are done is sufficiently to building relationships?
No, I don't think so. Like I don't know what else I can do.
What do you think that you can do?
Like the same things that I've been doing about like sharing feelings with other people that I think I can
Especially
trust.
about this issue.
Like sharing with other people my problems and sharing like try to like share like both each other like feelings and
Mm-hmm.
problems and frustration. Like I know I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. Like nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So like talking to other people that have their own perfections by like letting each other know, oh, this is wrong. This is like in my opinion it doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
This helps us like build up from our problems and like be better. That's one way.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's others I don't have a control of, like passing more time with other people, and sometimes things in life happen that I can just go and have like a good time with people that I care. Like maybe in Texas before, like I didn't have a chance to have like a party or something with my friends. Like one time only, I went to a home theater to watch a movie with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was basically the only time where I had like a good time with somebody. Like that was in my circle of friends, the people that I know, like people that care in some way about me.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe my biggest problem is my mindset. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Maybe I'm just too realist about life.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I don't look like this as like, I would never say, okay, based on this fact and this fact, I don't see anything working from this. Like I'm a very real person, like in personal thing. Like if you ask me something, oh, you think I look good? I'm gonna tell you, you look good. If you look bad, oh, you look good in this way, but
Mm-hmm.
this is like terrible. Like what you wearing right now. Oh, like if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell lies.
Is it what you think?
Yeah, that's what I think. Like it's the biggest problem. Like my mindset.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you thinking in changing your mindset? You think
Like-
it's bad or
Like maybe it isn't that bad.
this is the way?
Like maybe it isn't that bad. I have this mindset. Maybe it protects me from many other things, many other problems. But I think it affects the fact that I don't care about people as much as I used to. I think that's one of the factors. Like it's a defect of that mindset. Like it helps me through a lot of things. Like in the past, I would get depressed easily, like super easily. And I would have bad times. I wouldn't care about anything, even about myself. I didn't like myself. And I changed my mindset that things can be better.
Mhm.
Like That's one part of my mindset, but the bad part is the other one that I don't think people care about me.
Mhm.
Like people outside my family. Like maybe there are people that care about me like that. They just don't remember. But if like somebody shadow you like a memory,
Mhm.
like besides family, like family, I know family cares about me. Maybe like if I'm remembered by my mom, my father, like about people, like that passed through my life, they care about me. Then I may remember. But like from now, here in Florida, besides my family, there's not many people that care about me, truly care about me.
But you told me that you need change your mind. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I need to change my mind.
Mhm.
I don't really know how I can change my mindset. Like I said, I'm not as stubborn as these kind of people, like that think they're self-sufficient and everything, but like I'm stubborn in that thing. Like
This is for you. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm. So, okay, you tell me about your relationship issues with in relating to people of your age and or your culture.
mhm,
This problem has been affecting you since you had been moving from place to place.
mhm,
Also now from Texas to Florida, and also your will to search for people that may or not become your friend or any type of relationship.
yeah,
This is leading you to losing any hope of achieving any meaningful relationship
yes,
with somebody outside of your family.
yes. That's it overall.
Okay. Well, yeah, you are going through a transition phase, and every transition brings some discomfort.
Mhm,
Learning to deal with the new phase will help you. This will help you to work better with the situations that this new time has brought.
mhm,
We are all different, and it is these differences that bring you closer to each other. Okay?
mhm,
If you learn to deal with these differences, regardless of how the others looks at you and at us or treat us, we will be able to break some barriers that were built during this transition
mhm,
in our lives. I know that you are a Christian
mhm,
and that you have had moments of intimacy with the Holy Spirit.
mhm,
So I advise you to keep this relationship and this connection alive.
mhm,
God's word says that we need to learn to deal with feelings in a healthy way.
mhm,
Okay? God created us in His image. God created you with emotions and feelings. However, we must deal with feelings about ourselves and the others in a healthy way. Okay?
mhm,
Feelings give color to our lives. They shape our personality and give meaning to our experiences. Emotions help to distinguish right from wrong, good from bad. Okay? And also connect us with other people. God created feelings and gave us emotion as a blessing. Sanctifying in your truth and your word and truth. It is John 17:17. God advises you, Ian, to know the truth of the word so that we are not controlled by our feelings.
mhm,
Ian, you are what the Word of God says you are. Thank you.